ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पक्ष्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सृष्ट्वा गुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नः साक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Okay, so last time we saw Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyaha, etc. The value of making the choice, to make a genuine choice. Most students, you ask them, including full-timers, okay? You want moksha? Of course, of course. But they'll find you have a thousand distractions. They'll have 1,000 distractions. And they go along with the distraction. Then what? How much do you really want? Yeah. So that wanting, the choice has to follow through. Only then it works. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want moksha? When you understand moksha as being ananda, of course everyone wants it. Who doesn't want it? Yeah. Who doesn't want it? Everyone wants it. Who doesn't want to be a fulfilled being? Yeah. It's like ask anyone, are you committed to your health? Yeah, I'm committed. Yeah. I see you eating junk half the time. I see you don't exercise. Half the health rules you don't follow, then where is your commitment? I mean, you want it. But how much? Summing up with the help of a story, this boy who is studying in an ashram full time in Rishikesh asked his master. They were going for a dip in the Ganga morning. Asked his master, Swamiji, I have been with you so many years. You are a great teacher. How come I am not getting moksha? I will tell you. At the right time, I will tell you. Swamiji, you really want moksha. So by this time, they reached the Ganges, took off most of their clothes, and they entered the Ganges. Chest deep water. So the Guru asked him, you really want to know why you are not getting moksha? Haan, Swamiji, I am so keen, no? I am a good student, no? Haan? So the Guru also was a little bit rough and tough character, Many Gurus are like that. They may not look like that, but they are. He caught him by the scruff of his neck and pushed him under the water. The guy is struggling. What is the Guru doing? Like he is trying to kill me. Kya Guru hai ye? The guy is struggling. But the Guru is not letting go. After a minute or two, which seemed like an hour for this poor guy, Guru pulls him up. Why did you do that to me? Says, when you were under there, what did you want? To breathe air. Any distraction came to your mind? You wanted anything else? No, just breathe. When your moksha icha is that strong, that day you will gain moksha. I mean, it's a story. So Arthavada, there is exaggeration. Okay? There is exaggeration. The idea is this. You classify mumukshutvam in 2-3 broad categories. One is called shubhecha. No, you want to be good, nice. It's nice to have moksha. Acha hai. That's all. What are you willing to do for it? भी क्या करेगा? इच्छा है, शुभ इच्छा. The other, okay, mumukshutvam, you are willing to attend classes, this, that, etc. Then tivra mumukshutvam, fully willing to commit. And that commitment is not necessarily joining an ashram or going to Rishikesh. Not necessarily. How much is your emotional commitment? How much is that? Are you willing to do what it takes? One good way of checking is, have I worked on the qualification that I have? Viveka, Vairagya. It's important. How objective am I? How objective am I? Yeah. How much of samadama is there? How much of it is there? How much uparati is there? Karma yoga nishtha or sannyasa nishtha, how much of that is there? How much shraddha is there? Trust is there in the teacher. Important. In the teacher and the shastra. So if the teacher tells you something, are you going to justify your stand or try to understand what he says? Maybe anything. Make an effort to understand. Like I have given you my own example. My teacher has dismissed me very often. Quite a few times. Complete. Yeah. Always given him benefit of doubt. There is a reason why he is doing that. Let me check up my understanding. I am rarely that dismissive. Once in a blue moon, I may be confrontating. Shraddha. Samadhanam. Acceptance of people. Forbearance. Mumukshutva. Really, that is the main thing. In fact, if you have viveka and mumukshutvam to a high degree, other things will follow through. Clear thinking, a sense of objectivity and high degree of commitment. High degree of commitment. Things will follow through. Yeah. Then just fine tuning. How much you can handle your own emotions, etc. Just fine tuning after that. Okay. So, with all that, if you are listening, then then you have made a genuine choice. Otherwise, the choice is like shubhecha. Like many people have, arey yaar, if only I could go into the Himalayas, Only I could go into the Himalayas. Go na. हाँ जाने का है. But how to go? How to go? I'll plan it out for you. I'll make arrangement. Swamiji, are you taking a group? Not in the near future. If I'm taking, I have promised my students I'll take them to Gomukh. लेके जाएगा. Maybe next year. Or be like a couple from this group who went to Yamunotri and all on there. They are attending the class from there. Yeah. Probably poor connection, they have kept their video off. They are attending the class, they are gone to Yamunotri. That's a choice. You want to go, you go. Anything is like that. You want to do something, do it. So when you really make a choice about it, then you get it. Yamesha prunate tena labhyaha. Okay, I elaborated that last time. I am summing it up now with a few minutes, but it is important. Okay, the choice is important. Okay, then going ahead, there are a few verses in the same line, okay, in the same style. Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha na cha pramadat tapasa vapi alangad etehi upayaihi yatate yastu vidvan teshamesha atma vishite brahmadamaha. Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha. Nayamatma balahinena labhyaha. Arey Baba, I am physically weak. I will not get that self. We are not talking of physical strength here. We are talking about the strength of your commitment. We are talking about your emotional strength, resilience. Your emotional resilience. Your emotional hardiness. You know, it's a combination of being sensitive to people, being empathetic to people, at the same time being firm. It's not an easy combination to have. Okay? Not an easy combination. The ability to let go, balam, is a great balam. The ability to let go. Okay? All this, your emotional strength, your emotional toughness. How tough are you? Yeah. Now when I am saying that, don't think, oh, I don't care a damn. That is not the attitude. I care. At the same time, I can be tough. Yeah. That I don't care a damn attitude is just an attitude. It doesn't work. You say that when somebody whom you love hurts you. In fact, whom do you get hurt by? The people you love only. No? A stranger say on the road, say something, are you hurt by it? You don't care a damn. Someone loved one says something, then you get hurt. No? Why? Because you care. That time do you have that balam to take care of that hurt? True. Thank you, Vartika. That's what I am talking about, emotional intelligence. To be able to take care of things, to be able to confront when necessary, to be able to be loving, at the same time be firm of things, to be empathetic to people, at the same time to be able to call a spade a spade. People go to extremes. Oh, I am all heart, empathy, or I have no problem confronting. Evening all the time. I met such corporate executives like that. They are brave, tough-minded management, no empathy. They get no loyalty from the people. How you are both? Do you care and are you empathetic? Do you care and do you have empathy? Can you confront and still have empathy? That is your mental strength. Now, what else is your mental strength? To have the Shraddha and the Shastra and the teacher. Shastra first, okay, and the teacher. At the same time, to be able to question, to understand. No, IQ is equally important, okay? Not just EQ. Don't make a choice between IQ and EQ. So this is it. This is the balam, the mental strength. In fact, a good idea to see some, in Ramayana, for example, the descriptions of Rama, the qualities, and descriptions of Sita, Lakshmana's description of Lakshmana's wife, Sumitra. All this will give you an idea what that mind is supposed to be. That's why those stories were saying. That's why those stories were there. But then the only Ramayana you all know about is Amish Tripathi or Ashok Banker. That's a tragedy. They make a caricature of the whole thing. No, Swamiji, I read Sita's Kitchen. Sita's Kitchen is a complete nonsense. Devdutt Patnaik versions of it. All total nonsense. Amar Chitrakatha is far better than all these. But what I am trying to say is, if you go into that, so Nayamatma Balihinena Labhya. If you don't have this balam, balam in some places is also put as Medha Shakti. Medha Shakti. The ability to remember what you were taught. You don't come to the class with a clear everything clean inside, so that the teacher can write what he wants. Clean. Next class equally clean, everything previously wiped out. No. Medha Shakti, the ability to retain what you have learned, to make it a fact of your life. For that integrity, etc. is necessary. Where is your balam if there is no integrity? There is no integrity, there is no balam. All this comes under Nayamatma Balahinena Labhya. If you don't have these, Nayamatma Labhya. Nacha Pramadat. Or kya karne ka yaar, that attitude. No? Very deluded. When you come to the Shastra, you bring the same delusion. Swamiji, how do I bring my delusion to the Shastra? The other day, I told you all this some time back, I think. I was speaking to this follower of Ramanuja. Ramanuja was a great saint, okay. So his follower I was speaking to, very orthodox Brahminical approach. Won't eat anything cooked by a non-Brahmin, that much. When you go to a restaurant or when you're traveling, all the hotels are Brahmin cooks over. But that orthodox. I said, but the founder of your system, Ramanujacharya, was not like that. He opened up the Shastra, the learning to everyone. He says, let the Shudras also gain the knowledge. I am going to give them mantra diksha so that they will all gain moksha. Why are you behaving like this? Swamiji, Ramanuja can be like that. But you think you are better than Ramanuja? You think you know more than Ramanuja? Or you think he is wrong? If you think he is wrong, walk away, follow another sampradaya. This is called pramadam. You come to the Shastra, but you can't live by it. You still want to justify your own habits, behaviors, thought patterns, etc. Na pramadat. tapasapi. Okay. You're doing a lot of tapas. कितना तपस कर रहा है? Nirjala Ekadashi, 24-hour fast without even water. Wow, impressive. That's called Bhima Ekadashi, where there is a story like that. You know, tradition in the country is everyone keeps Ekadashi fast. One day fasting is good for people. So they'll have some simple things like maybe some tea or coffee or something, some milk, some juice, something. That's all. Maximum some fruits. Normal Ekadashi. Maximum fruits. Anything more, if you're eating fast food, etc., that's not fasting. Okay. Just much. So the Pandavas also used to do it. So Bhima also tried with them. But you know Bhima. He can eat more, twice of all the 5 of them put together and still feel hungry. For him, fasting twice a month. So he goes to Vyasa and says, see, my brothers can fast. They are gaining great punya by fasting. मैं क्या करूं? What do? I can't fast. He says, 24 Ekadashis in a year, no? Roughly. Ballpark figure. You will get the punya of all of them. If this Ekadashi that just went, okay, you will fast without even touching water once a year. Everything about you is Bhima, Bhima Karma. Okay. Everything about you is huge and things like that. So let this tapas also be like that. Once in a year, you will not touch water for 24. So Bhima said, Hari, this appeals to me. Why? Anything that is tough, difficult, extreme appeals to Bhima. He was like that. Okay. So he started doing that. That's why it's called Bhima Ekadashi. Lot of tapas. Can you imagine in this heat not drinking water for 24 hours? He did that. Tapas. But will you get Atma Jnanam with that? Punya milega. In this weather, I will do tapas. Keeping five fires burning around me, all around the sun above. I will sit and do pranayamas. Wow. मेरे को नॉर्मल प्राणायाम है वेदर में मुश्किल हो जाता है. Body gets overheated. You are going to do that. Tapas. But will you get Atma Jnanam in that? नहीं होएगा. न तपसा वापि अलिंगात, he says. Or without linga. Now what is linga? Okay. Shankara calls it sannyasa. Okay. Alinga. Because the marks, linga of sannyasa. What is the linga of sannyasa? Saffron robes, rudrakshas, kamandalu. Okay. These are all lingas. Okay. Therefore, linga indicates sannyasa. Swamiji, without sannyasa you won't gain moksha. Just by sannyasa also you won't get moksha. Without sannyasa you won't gain it. So tomorrow you go to Rishikesh, find some guru, some character who is willing to give you the robes. You pester him enough and he says, Arey yaar, this headache I want to go, chalo, le lo. Natvam sishyaha naham guruhu. Finished. Go. That also will not give you sannyasa. For alingat here means the sannyasi mindset, the tyaga buddhi that is there, the ability to let go of things. Commitment is only to Ishvara and the Shastra, that's it. But what about all the people who come to you? You can be loving to everyone and deal with them as they need to be dealt with. But do you have that mindset, that commitment to knowledge? Jnanam to sannyasa lakshanam. The biggest lakshana for sannyasa is jnanam, knowledge. Therefore, do you have that commitment to knowledge? Why are you taking sannyasa? Sir, I don't want any other things disturbing me. I want to learn and nothing but learn. That's it. Internalize this knowledge completely. So that commitment to knowledge. So do you have a high degree of commitment? If you don't have that, you are not going to gain the knowledge anyway. As I said, Shubhecha won't give it to you. Therefore, that commitment and that this thing. We are not talking about literally taking the robes here, because there have been plenty of masters who were not sannyasis. Rishis, etc. were not sannyasis. No? Janaka, Bhishma, etc. were not sannyasis. They were all people who had this knowledge. Therefore, the mindset we are talking about. Then who gains it? All these will not gain, he says. Then who gain? But etehi upayehi. All these are upayas. Balam, apramadam, tapas, linga. All these are upayas means etehi upay. Yastu vidwan. Yatate yastu vidwan. Who puts in adequate, appropriate efforts. Yeah, adequate, appropriate efforts to know the truth, to learn, to understand. I am not teaching the Mundakopanishad, I am teaching about you, what you really are. So are you putting in enough effort on that? Okay. Ete yassu vidwan te esha atma vishate brahmadamaha. That person goes to Brahmadhamam. Brahmaeva dhamaha, Brahmadhamaha. Not Brahmaloka, he doesn't say that. He says he is one with Brahman. He gains the knowledge. That means what? You need to have tapas, you need to have commitment, you need to have jnanam, you need to have the sannyasi mindset, that commitment to knowledge. All that you need to have. And put in adequate, appropriate efforts. This adequate, appropriate efforts is twofold. Okay, is twofold. The primary one the teacher does for you. Right? You have to expose yourself to the teaching. And when you are hearing, no judgment, just hearing. Let it happen. Let the words carry you. That's the teacher's job. Then going over what you have learned, reflecting on it, questioning it, challenging it, so that you can clarify whether what you have understood is right or not. Answering your own doubts. Yeah. If by yourself or with the help of somebody else, other co-students or the teacher. Mananam. Contemplation, to meditate on it, to make it your own. Not for experience. For heaven's sake, don't use those type of thinking. Okay? To make this knowledge your own. You are immersing. What is meditation? To immerse yourself in this knowledge. The old example of Rasgulla. You make the gulla and immerse it in the rasa, so that it becomes Rasagulla. The rasa is not a dip. You dip and take and eat it. You're supposed to immerse the gulla in the rasa. So that is Nididhyasana. This is one dimension. A lot of this the teacher does, including Mananam, Nididhyasanam, etc. He does that. Not a problem. The secondary sadhana, your lifestyle related, to live a life of Karma Yoga. The teacher can give you tips on it. Who is to live it? The teacher can't live Karma Yoga for you. You have to live it. You have to live it. Yeah. I mean, what else? Who else can live? You have to. So are you living that part of it? To live a life of Karma Yoga. To get your mind ready. Check up on your own mind. All that Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, Mumuksha, etc. Check. You know, sometimes it's good to be exposed to a really tough teacher, like, you know. And not me, I'm too kind. I even remind people, hey, class today, come karke. Maybe I'm a bit idiotic to do that. Someone like Swami Chinmayananji. Yeah. He asked a question in the class, nobody answered. He told the kitchen, early morning class, no lunch for anyone today. Straight. No two ways about it. Lock the gates, nobody is going out. No lunch for anyone. Today nobody is going out or coming in. That's it. No lunch. Straight or kuch nahi. Yeah. Tough means tough. But he is kind also. Why? At 4 o'clock, tea time, he got the bell rung, so everyone will come to the dining hall, and there was upma and tea for everyone. His teacher, Tapovan Maharaj, was even more tough. Old school Mahatmas were tough like that. They were like martial art teachers, you know, maar kaise sikhayega. So, when that, if you have that commitment, you know, Zen teachers are like that. You know what they say in Zen? Oh my God, Zen teaching is really tough. I have been exposed to that, that's why I am saying all this. A poor student crumbles under the teacher's discipline, whereas a good student revels and grows in the teacher's discipline. So you choose what you want to be. The secondary part of it, Karma Yoga, the mindset, etc., you have to do. I remember in one of my classes, I pushed the students a bit. I said, you have been with me for so long, you are not getting it, you are not putting in enough effort, sun ke ja raha hai. Now you all are going to make presentations. 1 year I am going to keep quiet and comment on what you present. Fair enough, no? If I taught them for 20 years, do I not have the right to say that? I have earned that right. No? 20 years I have taught them here. Come on. Unconditionally. 20 years of my time and effort. So I pushed them. Half the class disappeared. Oh, we can't take it. You can't take it. Don't take it. Get lost. 20 years में कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा तो क्या मैं, what am I wasting my time for? I will go find other students who will grow under my teaching. Yeah. Yeah. Because that part of taking care of your life, your attitudes, etc., is in the students' hands, and they have to do that. Okay. Yeah, that's why etehi upayehi. All these are upayas. Who uses them? Okay. Upayehi. Yeah. Yatate yastu vidwan. Ya vidwan yatate. That scholar, that person who has learnt well. You yatate. Tesha atma vishate brahmadamaha. His atma is one with Brahman. He discovers the fact he is one with Brahman. Brahmadhamam labate. It's a way of putting it. Okay. Yeah. Brahmayeva dhamaha, Brahmadamaha. The state of being Brahman, if I want to put it like that. Okay. State of being Brahman. Yeah. Okay, ठीक है. Brahmadhamam. What happens? What happens? Because look at it. You also are committed to the Shastra. I am also committed to the Shastra. You also eat. I also eat. You also think. I also think. You also have emotions. I also have emotions. Including anger and things like that. So, फर्क क्या है? The true story that happened in Rishikesh. One Mahatma went and asked, one new Mahatma, he just come, couple of years in Rishikesh, went and asked an old Mahatma like this, क्या फ़र्क है? अच्छा कुछ फ़र्क नहीं है, चलो हम लोग दोनों पूरा कपड़े उतार के भिक्षा के लिए जा रहे हैं. Without a stitch of cloth on us, we'll go and take भिक्षा. महाराज जी ये क्या बात कर रहा है? हाँ ऐसे होता है. Don't worry, I won't make that mistake of telling that to today's youngsters. They are quite happy streaking. In our time it was called streaking, okay? I don't know what you all call it. Okay. So he says here, what happens when you gain the truth? Samprapya enam rishaya jnana triptaha कृतात्मानः वीतरागाः प्रशान्ताः ते सर्वगं सर्वतः प्राप्य धीराः युक्तात्मानः सर्व एवं विशन्ति. A beautiful diction. Enam samprapya. Having gained this knowledge, rishayah, they are meant to be taken as rishis. Yeah. Rishanti jnananti iti Shankara. Okay. Rishanti meaning to know, those who know. Okay. Another meaning of Rishi, next word, jnana triptaha. Jnanena triptaha. They are satisfied with that knowledge. You just know the self. I am a fulfilled being, totally fulfilled being. Jnanena triptaha. For the sake of happiness, I need nothing. Nothing. Functionally, you may do a few things. That's okay. Jnana triptaha. Kritatmanaha. They have done everything that is to be done in life. Why? What is the primary goal in life anyway? Secondary goals you can have a million. Okay. Primary goal क्या है? Moksha और क्या है? What are you born here for? To live, to grow, study something, get a job, get married, have a few kids, become old, see your grandchild, then die. इतना ही है क्या? The animals also do the same thing. What's the big deal about it? In between you achieved a few things. ठीक है. What is your achievement anyway? Samji, I am an entrepreneur. I put up a 100 crore company. Good, I'm happy to see that. How long will it last? I don't know. Some 10 years back, they did a survey. How many Fortune 500 companies had dropped out of the list? They found more than 50% had dropped out of the list, and some of them are closed down. Fortune 500 companies we are talking about, not your 100 crore entrepreneurship. Okay. At the end of it, are you fulfilled, satisfied being? Or dil mange more? What is it? Kritatmanaha. What is it that you have come here to do as a human birth? Yes. Gain moksha, gain the knowledge. But Swamiji, I need other things too. That's why Karma Yoga lifestyle is there. No? That's why Karma Yoga lifestyle is there. Kritatmanaha here. Vitaragaha. Vitaraga. No more ragadveshas. Only some preferences. What will you have? Chai pega or coffee pega? It's only preferences like that. But what about all the work that is being done in the society, this, that, etc.? You'll happily walk away from it all. Easy. क्या करने का ये सब रखे? If you think it is good for the society, you will do a few things. If you think the process is not good, forget it. Walk away. Easy. Sadhu hai. क्या करने का ये? You are not dependent on anything for your ananda anyway. So what's the big problem? Kritatmanaha. Kritatmanaha. Vitaragaha. No. Therefore, no ragas. There's some preferences here and there because of cultural background, whatever is there. That's all. Vitaraga. Prashantaha. Prakarshena shantaha. Always peaceful. Samji, you don't know some gurus. You know how angry they get? I know, I studied from one of them. We mistake peace to be an absence of disturbance. I am talking of the peace that is there in spite of all the disturbances. Remember the meditation I taught you all? All thoughts born in you, sustained by you, resolved into you. Whatever the thought is. So can you be the calm center in the storm of all activities? Your mind may be working furiously or may be furious. But have you lost your center or you are still centered in things? That's why the calm center, the storm in the storm of all activities. Prashanta. That's why otherwise you could have just said Shanta. No? Why Prashanta? Prakarshena Shantaha. Not as absence of thinking or absence of emotions or absence of disturbances. In spite of all of them. Prashanta. Because that's Atma Sarupa. Atma is untouched by anything. So can he be the same? Prashanta. Samji, how to make out? You will not make out. Unless you are like this, you will never be able to make out. You can sit in judgment over your teacher if you want to, but you will never make out. Okay, Prashanta. Samji, how can you say that? Because I have gone through the process. I also used to doubt before I joined the ashram. So Swami Chinmayanji is getting so angry. But the next second he is peaceful and calm and loving. Acha, okay. Now I am getting it. Now I am getting it. Because I knew, I grew up with an angry father, so I knew one thing. To be comfortable when somebody is angry. To be okay. To take what he is saying seriously, at the same time to be okay, not disturbed by it. I learned that as a kid. So I could see my teacher, oh my God, okay, that anger is habitual anger in him. Why? Because Swami Chinmayanji would get angry 10 times a day. It's like that. Something happens, he'll just flare up. Habitual. It doesn't happen anything. It's like a volcano. They'll keep erupting off and on. Yeah. Prashanta. Te sarvagam sarvata prapya. Te dhiraha. Those wise people. Sarvagam sarvata prapya. They are at once everything and everywhere. Sarvagam, they gone everywhere, all over, limitlessness, all pervading. Sarvataha at all times. Okay, prapya, dhiraha, yuktatmanaha. Yuktatmanaha. The people of integrity. What they think, what they know, what they think, what they feel, and what they do are in harmony. No chalam, no falsehood. You think of something and then you see how to manage the guy around it. I understand you need to manage a few people and you are dealing with society, but can you still do it without losing your integrity? Without hiding things, bluffing things, justifying things. Can you be straightforward and do it? Then you have integrity. Yuktatmanaha. Sarvameva vishanti. They are at one stroke. One with everything. At one stroke you are one. This is called Sarvatma Bhavaha. You are at once with everything. It is not easy to achieve. Okay, the Sarvatma Bhava is what people need to work on. But before that, you have to work on your clarity. We are at the level where we are still working on our clarity of vision. After that clarity will come the Sarvatma Bhava. A lot of contemplativeness, etc. is necessary. Dhyanam is necessary. Nididhyasanam is necessary. Then you come to understand that you are everything. Sometimes will I feel I am with everything? Again, you want to reduce the whole thing to a feeling of what? You are comfortable with the fact of being everything. समझिए मुश्किल हो जाएगा फिर. If I shake, will not the earthquake happen? That shows knowledge itself is not there. Understanding ही नहीं है. Then what will I tell to such people? Pavana punyena shravanam kuryat. Again and again listen. Yeah. Your understanding is very, very limited. Please listen again. Study again. Athanu mimamsameva. In Taittiriya we will see that. The teacher telling the student, thoda more, think about it a bit more, you need to think more. Comes back with a fresh set of conclusions. Think more. He's a tough teacher, okay? I won't explain too much. Okay, here Sarvameva Vishanti. All right. I mean, I'm keeping on talking. I'm assuming there's no questions. Is there any questions or clarification from people? If there is, please ask, okay? This is one problem of being only online.
The apramade, if you could explain again, the absence of delusion.
Beg your pardon, Nandini, can you be a bit louder?
So you were saying the absence of delusion vis-a-vis the Shastra, if you could please explain that again.
Absence of what?
Delusion, apramade, you said.
Ah, okay, the previous was.
Yes.
Yes. See, pramada is delusion. We assume that when we come to the Shastra, there is no delusion. Because we are learning now, no?
Yeah.
But it will be surprising how you twist the Shastra to suit your convenience.
Ah.
You know, to let my own, I use it to justify my thinking and my feeling. That's where the problem comes. I am not totally honest with myself. The Shastra becomes something I twist around, you know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No, you know, actually Swamiji meant like this. Because previously somewhere he has said like this. It's something simple. There are times in life when we are living in society, especially in today's society, Kali Yuga, there are times when we have to do a few wrong things, right? Have you not faced it? Grey areas in life.
Yeah.
If you have not faced it, you have not done enough, okay? You have been cocooned either in a family or in a job or in a university where you don't have to get anything independently achieved. So in Kali Yuga, certain things will have to be done. Are you going to justify that or be honest and say, I cannot live up completely to this, I am making some compromise here? Be honest. Be honest to yourself. That doesn't mean you will do everything by crook. Try it by hook first. Try it by the proper means. That doesn't work. You can this thing compromise a bit here and there, but understand the compromise. Don't justify it.
And why you are doing it then?
Situations may demand that. Can you ever walk into a government office today and get all your work done without some consideration that you give them?
Yeah.
See, I used to take lot of integrity workshops, values and integrity workshops for company executives, corporate executives. And they all told me one thing. Sanjay, company to company, one human being to another human being, company to company, we can all be very honest. The problem comes in dealing with the government offices. This was, I'm talking about before 2000, okay? More than 20 years ago. That time you walk into a government office, you would have, say, let's say out of 10 people, 3 people, 30%, very honest, straightforward. You can't bribe them or anything. They're very straightforward, honest. 30% would be the other way around. Completely you have to bribe them to get a paper out of them. And the remaining were in between. मिलेगा तो ले लेगा, नहीं तो नहीं. They were like that. But after 2004 to 2014, 2 rounds of the Congress governments, Manmohan Singh government, I am not mincing words. Most corrupt government under the honest Prime Minister. It has become totally bad. Now it is difficult to find a honest person. Difficult to find. You will still have a few, but difficult to find. You will take another 25 years to get some sort of honesty into them. Why? Because the top gets corrupt, everything down becomes correct. Yad yad achariti sreshtaha tattadeva itare janaha. If the top is straight, there is some chance that things will be okay. Now the top is straight. Chief Secretary, cabinet level, etc., there is no corruption. But down, there is lots of it. Why? Because aadat ho gaya na. Previously also they were not very honest people, but there was some sort of control. And from 2004 onwards, for the next 10 years, it was make hay while the sun shines. Now to correct that, all these characters have to retire and go. New people, fresh cadre has to come in. 25 years before we get some semblance of order into it.
Would Apramadit be the
So that now here,
side of
exactly. So when I don't delude myself.
Yeah.
So if I am making compromises, I say I am making compromises.
Amazing.
I have that integrity to admit that.
Yes.
At least I am not lying to myself, no. I have that integrity. And I try to make amends in whatever way I can. Whatever prayaschitta I can do and all the thing I will do. Mistakes happen. Wrong things happen all the time. Sometimes it may be a genuine mistake. As a head of an organization is more difficult. Why? Buck stops with you. If you are heading as an organization, big or small, buck stops with you, no? Or if you are handling a department, buck stops with you. Family, buck stops with you. Whom else does it stop with? So that is that. The pramada there. You take care of things. You handle things. You don't delude yourself.
Thank you.
That's like saying,
Yes.
there was a song like that, Yeah, Jivan Mukta is only after Sarvatma Bhava, really speaking. Yes. It is like this, There was a old Hindi song. This is used to justify. O करे तो रास लीला, हम करे तो character ढीला. I don't know which movie I heard this song here and there. So I said, interesting how you use it to justify it.
That's right.
Yeah. That's justification. No? He did it, therefore I can do it. Come on. He did a lot of other things. You can't do any of those things. So those are all justifications. Yeah. That's why we will see it later. In Taittiriya Upanishad, the Guru is telling, those good qualities of mine, please take it. Na itarani, not the other ones, because I may have some bad qualities. Don't take that. Don't take that. Don't take that. Don't follow that. And say, my Guru had it, therefore I am also doing it. Openly he says that the Rishi in the Taittiriya Upanishad says that. Yeah. So that is about pramada. Okay, I can go on, but good enough. Okay. Yeah.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
I just want to ask, I mean, the other day we were out with some friends and this lady, she's a Jain and she was just, I mean, she doesn't need anything outside. She bought her own fruit juice. She literally doesn't touch. And then, she was saying like, I don't know whether the husband didn't want kids, but she's saying I didn't want to have children because she spoke of aparigraha. Like you should be having attachments and gathering things. So because of that, she didn't have a child. You call that pramada?
Yeah, it is pramada because you are not understanding what aparigraha is. You are not understanding that. Yeah.
I didn't think the husband did not want kids, but she was very firm on this.
See, sometimes people make a misunderstanding to think that you do something weird, you are spiritual. Spiritual is not about being weird, it's about being normal.
I mean, I found it strange, but the reason I didn't ask her, but she only
See, you are thinking that now. Supposing right in the beginning when I had started teaching you all, I had said, मैं पैसा नहीं छुएगा, I will not do that, I will not do this, and made 50 rules around it. All of you had said, what a great Mahatma, Baba, what a great Mahatma. Even now I know some of my students think like that. No, Swamiji is our Swamiji, he is normal. He's not a great Mahatma like that person is or that person is. Not knowing that those people who say, oh, such a great person, listens to my videos and learns from it. Swamiji, how do you know that? Because he came and told me. I'm not mentioning names. Because he came and told me.
what, like sometimes some couples because of their profession, I mean, one is in business, one is a doctor. She didn't want to have kids because she wanted to focus on her career. But the husband, I know, I mean, they're 80 plus now. He is crazy about kids, but because of his wife, he sacrificed that. So, what do you call that situation?
Once again, don't be judgmental here. It's for the couple to work it out. This question of pramada is for me to check up myself, not to judge how others are. To an extent, I gave into that because one needs to understand. Having a kid, not having a kid, the couple has to come to terms with that. If she has made it clear right in the beginning, fine. Yeah. If you like kids so much, go work with kids. No? There are so many organizations, NGOs working with kids. Work with them. There are various ways of getting around it. Adopt kids, meaning not to bring them home, but be an uncle. There is this thing available with NGOs that you are an uncle to a child or to half a dozen children. Because you love children so much, spend time and effort with them.
Yeah.
A child is always lovable, whether it's yours or somebody else's. The challenge comes when the child is growing up and you have to mentor the kid through. Then the challenge comes.
Yeah.
And that is the part when I enjoy being with kids. Anyway, good place to stop. Think over all that. We have done a couple of verses. Okay? And we will see you all next time. Om Tat Sat.